Hey there, fellow gardeners. I've got to share something with you that completely transformed my upside-down gardening game. After years of watching my hanging planters produce mediocre harvests while my friends bragged about their ground-planted tomatoes, I discovered one simple trick that changed everything. What I'm about to reveal isn't some expensive gadget or complicated system. It's a revolutionary approach that turned my struggling upside-down planters into absolute production powerhouses. Let's be honest, most of us have been there. You see those gorgeous upside-down planters at the garden center, imagine cascades of cherry tomatoes flowing from your patio, and rush home full of excitement. 3 weeks later, you're staring at stressed, yellowing plants that seem more interested in survival than production. The leaves look pale, the growth is stunted, and if you're lucky enough to get any fruit, it's nowhere near what you expected. I spent 2 frustrating seasons dealing with this exact scenario. My pepper plants would start strong but quickly fizzle out, producing maybe a handful of small, sad peppers before giving up entirely. My tomato plants looked like they were hanging on for dear life rather than thriving. The problem wasn't the concept of upside-down gardening, it was that I was missing one crucial element that makes all the difference between failure and explosive success. The solution I discovered is so simple that when I first tried it, I almost couldn't believe the results. Within just 2 weeks of implementing this method, my plants transformed from struggling survivors into vibrant, productive machines. Here's where most upside-down gardeners go wrong and where I was failing for years. We focus on watering from the top, thinking that gravity will carry nutrients down to the roots efficiently. But here's the reality. In an upside-down setup, nutrients get diluted and wash away before they can properly feed the plant where it needs it most. The game-changing discovery I made was implementing targeted micro-dosing nutrient delivery directly at the root zone. Instead of hoping nutrients would trickle down effectively, I created a simple system that delivers a steady, controlled flow of diluted liquid fertilizer right where the roots can immediately access it. This isn't complicated. You can set this up with materials you probably already have at home. I use a small plastic water bottle with tiny holes poked in the cap, filled with heavily diluted liquid fertilizer. I suspend this bottle inside the planter positioned so it slowly drips directly onto the root ball throughout the day. This creates a constant, gentle feeding system that keeps nutrients available exactly where the plant needs them. Now here's the part that really revolutionized my upside-down growing success. Even though these plants are hanging, they still need internal structural support to reach their full potential. Most people assume that because the plant is suspended, it doesn't need additional support, but this thinking leads to stressed stems and reduced fruit production. I discovered that creating a simple internal support system using lightweight bamboo stakes or even strong wire hoops completely changes how the plant develops. By gently guiding and supporting the main stems, I prevent the energy-draining stress that comes from fighting gravity. Equally important is ensuring proper airflow around the entire plant. Upside-down planters can create stagnant air pockets that promote fungal issues and reduce overall plant health. So what I like to do is strategically position small fans or, just make sure my planters have enough space from walls and other obstacles. It's all about keeping that air moving, you see. Now the pruning strategy I employ is really crucial. I make sure to remove those lower suckers and, focus the plant's energy upward toward the fruit-producing branches. It's all about directing the growth where it matters most. Alright, here's the secret weapon that, honestly, took my upside-down planters from good to absolutely explosive. And, it's something I've never seen anyone else discuss. I call it gravity-assisted root stimulation, and it involves a specific timing and application method that encourages earlier and more abundant fruiting. It's a game-changer, really. Every 2 weeks during the growing season, I gently massage the root zone through the fabric of the planter while simultaneously applying a diluted kelp meal solution directly to the root area. This combination of physical stimulation and targeted nutrition honestly triggers an incredible response in the plant. The timing is critical. I do this early in the morning when the plant is most receptive, and I follow it immediately with my regular microdosing nutrient application. The results, well, they really speak for themselves. Plants treated with this technique typically begin producing fruit 2 to 3 weeks earlier than untreated plants, and the overall yield increases by an average of 60 to 70%. The transformation in my harvest has been nothing short of spectacular. Where I once struggled to get a few dozen cherry tomatoes from each plant, I'm now harvesting pounds of fruit from the same space. To extend your harvest season, start implementing these techniques early in the growing season and, maintain consistency with the microdosing and root stimulation schedule. The beauty of this method is that it scales perfectly. Whether you have one hanging planter or 20, the principles remain the same. I encourage every one of you to try these techniques with your own upside-down planters. Start with one plant as a test, implement the microdosing nutrient system and root stimulation technique, and prepare to be amazed by the results. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more revolutionary growing techniques, and I'd love to see your success stories in the comments. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to transform their upside-down growing game. Together, we can revolutionize how people think about container gardening.